for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's always fun to look around and see fans singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge on the sideline. Here's what Portland has lined up on their schedule. On Friday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Sunday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, Damian Lillard is not just the best player on the Blazers, he's the team's unquestioned leader. But he said leadership is not all about talking. It's about letting others hold you accountable too. Being coachable and committing to a common purpose. For him, guys, being a leader doesn't mean he puts himself above his teammates.
I like that story, David, and a good attitude. Great job. Thank you so much. The starting gate, opening night in the NBA, Brent. What are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know that teams can fall off, Kevin. The talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams and teams that have made changes? What are they playing like that?
What's their chemistry?
Exactly. Let's find out how they're going to play this year.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. At the forward slots, it's Barton and Millsap. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. And it's Jokic in at the 5. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony Tolliver out there with Hazonia. And it's Whiteside in at the 5, down low. Here's Millsap, and he gets the bucket.
The contact's certainly there, but Millsap just too big and too strong on those type of plays.
Passes to Hazonia. Top of the key, Tolliver. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Murray surveying the D. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Murray, Greg, you forget how young he is. He entered the NBA right out of his freshman year at Kentucky.
I mean, Murray was taken 7th in his draft and has kind of flown under the radar from that class. But the more you watch him, the more you feel like you're seeing a star in the making.
And so he makes both from the line.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Lillard outside. Millsap grabs the miss.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
Jokic and Whiteside sends it back.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You talk about role players with attitude and confidence. Brent, you're talking about Hazonia.
Still so many people intrigued about Hazonia and his ability to play in the NBA. It seems like the situations that he's been in have not been ideal. So an opportunity here in Portland to show how he can fit into a system and how he can consistently perform.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first.
You go back to 2015, the Blazers lost 4 of their 5 starters in the offseason. So instead of rebuilding, they retooled around Damian Lillard, and what a piece to retool behind. Amazing how far they've come in the past couple seasons, where they've placed in the Western Conference.
And he can't hit the second. Well, you know, Brent, you've got to give a lot of credit to the Blazers front office, continuing to fortify this roster with under-the-radar acquisitions.
Interesting adjusting around a couple of albatross contracts to now have a team that's capable at positions that a lot of teams are trying to fill. That's the wing position.
Here is Whiteside, following the basket by Paul Millsap. It's McCollum on the wing, guarded by Harris. That one drops for him.
And you give CJ that kind of shot, and he's going to knock it down. He'll exploit the defense all night long.
Harris against McCollum. Harris outside. And the call will go against Anthony Tolliver. That'll be his second foul of the game. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Portland. Puts it up off the inbound. Jokic, no good.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
McCollum outside. Lillard outside. Fires from deep. It doesn't go for him. Now the Nuggets take it the other way.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Another shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Jokic.
Interesting with the game shifting to the pace and space about where Whiteside fits into the puzzle. He is still a double-double threat down on the inside and can be taken advantage of on nights.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And Hassan Whiteside, the kind of player that you love when he's engaged, but Brent, equally frustrating when he's not.
You wonder about the role that he's played, and with Miami taking a bunch of different turns in terms of their roster, where he fit in. Now Portland taking a shot at bringing Whiteside to the Northwest, having him possibly come off the bench and play some minutes to stabilize the second unit. It's going to be an interesting year the way he approaches this one mentally. That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there.
And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Whiteside.
Yeah, put that one away with the contact. And I'm not sure, Kevin, there are times when maybe he doesn't even feel it.
Murray against Lillard. Pass to Jokic. Now here's Barton. Lets it go with the 3. Sinks the three-pointer.
Great idea to get your secondary scorers involved early. This helps keep everybody engaged.
Yeah, and he's so-so from there, but when he's hitting from deep, it's a big confidence builder.
McCollum, no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
They get the rebound.
Defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
Here's Whiteside, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, the bio says 7 feet and 265. Whiteside usually finds a way to get the shot to go despite being hit, thanks to those numbers. Incredible strength.
And it had been talked about for some time, but last summer the Heat finally decided to pull the trigger on Hassan Whiteside. Traded to Portland for Leonard and Harkless. Whiteside and the Heat had soured on each other in the trade, a chance for both sides to have a fresh start.
That one misses for Whiteside.
A great season for the Nuggets last year, winning the Northwest Division. Kind of a tough way to go out in the postseason for them as they lost to the Portland TrailBlazers. But overall, a terrific direction and lots of room to grow that has them excited about the Denver Nuggets competing at an elite level this season.
You know, Brent, for what the Nuggets did last season, they show they're going to be a factor for years to come.
Well, they had big wins over a lot of key opponents last year. I mean, really stepping up to the level of their competition. And they demonstrated that they're one of the best teams in the Western Conference. But there is room to grow. Hopefully that motivation is something that gets them to the next level.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
So many finishers on this Denver Nugget team and a great second unit that comes in and changes the pace. It's the passing that really helps that Denver Nugget offense get into a flow and make them very difficult to guard. Not a surprise they were second in assists last year.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Nikola Jokic. And the second free throw, good. And Brent, when you take a look at the Nuggets, it's almost as if every bucket comes from that extra pass.
Yeah, the team was in the middle of the road last year in terms of their made threes, but second in threes that were assisted on. So ball movement imperative to the success of their offense. And of course, we know it kind of starts there with that point center in Jokic.
That ties it up. Jokic has got his second bucket tonight.
Well, if you go to Lehigh, of course, you're going to make smart plays. McCollum good at sensing when his man was going to be wide open.
Barton kicks to Harris. Murray, the pass to Barton. And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. Shot clock at 5. Deep 2 from Murray. Nice jump shot. Good.
And that's where Murray's speed shines through. He gives the D no time to react off that pass.
14 feet away and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
Plumlee with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Murray, no good.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Catches the defender a little bit out of position. Plumlee makes a strong move to take advantage.
You talk about solid role players, Brent. Mason Plumlee fits the bill.
Does such a great job consistently of coming in, being a physical player, setting screens and rolling. Probably an underrated part of his game is the way that he passes the ball, but never is going to get your team out of sorts with the way that Mason can play within his role.
And that one misses.
And last season for the Blazers, all about bouncing back from their embarrassing first-round sweep at the hands of the Pelicans.
Well, that was definitely a motivator, and I think they put that to bed. Wanted to focus on being the best team that they could be towards the end of last season. And that Nurkic injury really took some wind out of their sails, but they continued to compete and still made noise in the postseason.
And the Nuggets, one of the better offensive teams in the league, but they play at a slower pace.
Well, they played last year at the 4th slowest pace in the league. Maybe one of those reasons is the fives that they use in Jokic and Plumlee coming off the bench are not the most agile players in the league. Got to wait for those guys to get their way down into possessions in the half court. But when they were down there, they were pretty effective and pretty tough to stop.
Got a hand on it.
All about timing. Will Barton, great job of seeking that one out and throwing it away.
The pass to Millsap. Shoots over Lillard, and there's Millsap. That's good on the assist by Barton. Millsap's got 6.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
McCollum finds Lillard. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
And there's the problem. Lillard just too quick and too shifty to stop cold on any dribble drive.
Pass to Millsap. Murray outside. Baseline try. Here's Plumlee. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the missed free throws starting to be an issue.
For Denver, they have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line. That's good from Plumlee. Brent, so many state-of-the-art arenas being built. Which feature do you think is most important?
Oh, the hot dog machine. What are we doing,
popcorn, right
and the
next to it.
popcorn.
Hot
What
dog
else,
and
Kevin?
then the popcorn.
Yeah,
Right there.
nachos.
I love nachos.
Okay.
You love nachos.
What else? I mean, what else could we go with there?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a big one.
Because when you're done with all that other stuff, you've got to somehow kind of coat your stomach.
Yep.
You
Was
don't
this
feel bad.
basketball related, or did we go somewhere else?
All
with
a
it?
part of the whole conversation.
I think we covered it.
Here's Gasol. He kicks to Bazemore. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Denver leading by 3. Beasley right side. He feeds it to Millsap. Shoots over Bazemore. Millsap misses. Portland's gone 0 of 4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Plumlee against Bazemore. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Plumlee. Michael Porter, he's checked in for Paul Millsap. Hood against Porter. Hood drives in. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Porter.
Rodney Hood mixing it up, doing a good job of getting in there and drawing a foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And 88 from the line a season ago. He was one of the best shooters in the league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Blazers GM called Portland a cocoon market. Not a lot of exposure, but these fans sure love their team.
You know, maybe you have to look at the front office and credit them for understanding the personalities of the guys that they rely on here in McCollum and Lillard. Not really going out to seek the limelight, wanting to concern themselves with getting better as basketball players, and then wanting to make an impact in the community. It's come together nicely for them in Portland.
Now here's Plumlee. The dish to Porter. Morris outside. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range, that shot is off. And it's Portland the other way and going against Denver, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
And facing a squad that poses some challenges. I mean, they beat them in the playoffs, but lost the regular season series.
No good from Gasol.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
Morris, left side. Puts up a 3. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Nuggets lead by 4.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Passes it to Gasol. Back to Lillard. Dishes to Nurkic. And no good. Plumlee with some nice D. Grant outside. Offensive rebound. Porter. missed inside.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
Here's Lillard, and he uses the glass on the layup.
That's a strong move from a slightly built guard as Lillard, aware of the defense, and he alters his shot.
Beasley dishes to Morris. And in, he's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Pass to Lillard. Good work defensively by Morris.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
TrailBlazers trail by 4. Gasol passes to Lillard. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Lillard's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's a nice shot from Damian Lillard. He feels like he can drain it just about anywhere and appreciates the fact that he's got that kind of range.
Now, here is Morris. He's got 5. Comes up empty down low.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Good, finds Nurkic. Down it goes, his 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
Morris passes to Plumlee. Right through the D for the layup. And the Nuggets lead by 1.
You know, anytime he drives, there's a great chance that there's going to be a collision. That time, Plumlee finishes through it.
And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Lillard. 8 points for Nurkic. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Denver. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
Well, Hood's got some kind of athleticism, and that time times it well.
Now the pass to Lillard. Lays it up off the glass. Now it's a 3-point Trailblazer lead.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Morris passes to Plumlee. Morris against Lillard. Morris dishes to Plumlee. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Plumlee's got 5.
Athletic and quick, Plumlee is a good partner in the pick-and-roll game if delivered.
Here is Lillard. He's got 9. From deep. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomes. He talked about what that means to him.
A lot of responsibility. When things go bad, you know, people are going to look to you first. You know, they're going to point the finger at you first. And when things go well, they're going to give you the credit. So I think it's just a balance of those two things, you know, being willing to be that guy and being excited about it. I think you got to have fun with it.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
Lillard and Hood work together in the backcourt. Pau Gasol is out there with Anthony Tolliver, and it's Bazemore at the 3 slot. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. And drafted by the Jazz in 2014, Rodney Hood seemed to establish himself in Utah. But Brent, as we saw last year, he finished up well with Portland.
Well, a great job by Neil O'Shea picking Rodney Hood up and had some big games in the playoffs. He's part of a collaborative at the wing position now for Portland, where Terry Stotts can use the likes of Rodney Hood and Kent Bazemore to play a lot of switching defenses and continue to make teams have to guard, as Hood's capable of making threes and making plays off the bounce.
That free throw, no good. Sometimes when a shooter misses a wide open shot, Brent, you hear, oh, he had too much time. I mean, is that really a thing?
I mean, in life, do we really have too? You never have too much time.
Never have too much time.
You can never have too much time.
I think about Marc Gasol, like in the finals and the playoffs last year. He would sit there and no one would even be around him.
And he's tiptoeing like, do I shoot? Do I shoot? I think it messes with you just in terms of the psychological part about, like, why isn't anybody guarding me here? Well, if you're a bad shooter, there's a really good reason why they're not guarding you.
Now here's Beasley. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Jokic. It's hauled in by the TrailBlazers.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
Bazemore for three. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Beasley with a clean look. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Beasley's got his first 3 points of the game.
Amazing how much the offense has changed around the center position and the way Jokic can see the floor.
Here's Hood. And it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Morris kicks to Jokic. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Well, you have to think, if Jokic is that good a passer, his mind is always working. Why not work it to get contact like that?
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Catching up on the changes for Portland. Whiteside's checked in for Gasol. Mario Hezonja comes in for Rodney Hood. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Kent Bazemore. Denver also making some changes. Martin's checked in for Porter. Harris comes in for Malik Beasley. And Murray's subbed in for Morris. Free throw, no good for Jokic.
Well, one thing that Nuggets fans can rest easy on is this team has its core in place.
No doubt about that. There's a lot to like about the future of the Denver Nuggets with Jokic at that center position and the huge extension signed this offseason by Jamal Murray. That's a fantastic duo between your 5 and your point guard to build on.
And now let's take a look at the stats for Barton. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. And stolen by Hezonja. And the shot is good. The Denver lead has been cut down to 1 on the bucket from Lillard. Lillard's got 4 this quarter. Harris looking it over. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And Harris just playing with the defense there. A sick dribble move, making that one look easy.
McCollum finds Lillard. Pass to Hezonja. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
Well, Damian Lillard, he's got that score-first mindset, but very encouraging to see how he's trying to set up his teammates as a playmaker right here.
Now here's Murray. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Whiteside with the rebound. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Lillard, the pass to Whiteside. Here's Azania. He's covered by Murray. Offensive rebound. Whiteside. And they convert it last on attempt number 3.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Passes it to Jokic. Can't hit that one. Now the TrailBlazers take it the other way. And now here's Hazonia. Here's Lillard, and it's sent back by Millsap.
Great block from Millsap, sending that one back.
But they'll get another chance. Here's Whiteside. Here's Jokic. Now Murray. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, Greg, the rapid ascension of Nikola Jokic into NBA stardom has been nothing short of amazing. You know, he really is an elite center now.
I mean, he's the best player on a very talented young team in the West. I would not be surprised to see him win an MVP in the next few years.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
Well, you know, you watch Nikola Jokic out there, and he just moves like a guard. The way he approaches the game, sees the court, and shoots just aren't found in that center position.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. You know, Greg, Jokic has so many tools at his disposal. He's a walking triple-double threat.
The passing and vision is what really sets him apart at that center position. The offense can run through him and should run through him with how he can distribute the ball.
Pass to Tolliver. And here is Hazonia. Bangs home the trifecta. Hazonia's got the lead up to 3 now for Portland.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Murray against Lillard. Murray kicks to Millsap. It's Barton on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's deflected. The TrailBlazers on offense. They're on an 11-3 run. Tolliver, and he banks in the layup. And it's a 5-point Portland lead.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And Murray, here we go. And it's denied. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. Off the inbound pass.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
And the pass to Jokic. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. They get Hassan Whiteside.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
For Denver, they have had an off night from the stripe tonight. The first free throw is good.
Well, 2 seasons ago, the Blazers were swept in the first round, and something in the scarring of that kind of outcome has stayed with them. both Terry Stotts and their starting backcourt to kind of fuel their fire to make the type of strides that they have in the past couple seasons.
And Jokic drops them both. And Brent, for the Blazers, the continuity has been part of what's made them so good, and that includes keeping Terry Stotts as their head coach.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about Terry Stotts being the 4th longest tenured coach in the league. This will be year 8 for him in the Pacific Northwest. But this group is very tight. They've got great chemistry. They run a very unique offensive system. And there's definite buy-in here in Portland behind Terry Stotts.
Now Millsap. After the miss, 3 from Damian Lillard. Shot clock at 3. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Got to be aggressive in this league when you're close to the basket. This time it was Gary Harris, full throttle.
Well, Brent, not many can deny that Gary Harris is an absolute pest on the defensive end.
Yeah, pretty relentless on that end of the floor. Defensively, he's rugged and tough, and he can cover a lot of ground with that lateral quickness.
And he knocks down the first one. And one thing you have to love about Gary Harris, the way he can explode to the rim.
And Harris is a natural scorer from all parts of the floor, but he can just rocket himself for dunks you aren't used to seeing from players of his size and stature.
That one misses.
Yeah, I think a lot of these young nuggets, and Gary Harris falls into this category. For them and for Coach Malone, it's about consistency of their performance.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Pass to Barton. Back to Harris. Takes the 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Whiteside's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Murray dishes to Harris. Right side Millsap. And stolen by Whiteside. And now Portland on the break. And now here's Hezonja. Defense is right there. Tolliver in the post. Jokic defending. Tolliver the pass to Lillard. And Lillard gets double teamed. From deep three-point range, no good. Barton with some nice D.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
And he gets it back. Lillard from outside hits it from three-point range. Lillard's got the lead up to 7 now for the TrailBlazers.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Lillard against Murray. Stolen by McCollum. Here is Tolliver. Lillard outside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Gary Harris.
It's so difficult not to foul Lillard. He has so many tricks up his sleeve, and you never know exactly how to shade him defensively.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one.
And the 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension signed by Damian Lillard this offseason. Dame Dollar living up to one of his many nicknames, but money well spent by the Blazers.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Whiteside. Hood comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And it's Kent Bazemore in for C.J. McCollum. He hits the second from the line.
Scoring has always been Lillard's strength, but last season a career high in assists, and you wonder how much a healthy Nurkic is going to help propel this team, as they've equipped themselves with some interesting players at the wing position to try to take another step forward in the Western Conference.
Now, here's Lillard following the miss by Jokic. Lillard left side. Kicks it to Nurkic, and it's Hood in the corner. Just 5 to shoot. Porter with a block. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Plumlee with the ball.
And that's a terrific sequence at both ends there. There was the block shot, then the run out, and nice finish on the break.
And watching film is becoming an obsession for Damian Lillard.
Well, that's a great way to learn, visually sitting down and not only looking at your opponents, but where it is maybe where you can take advantage and stay in your zone. Lillard committed to the game and committed to improving.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Nuggets.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Pau Gasol is checked in for Hazonia. Grant, he's checked in for Denver.
So a moment now to see the story on Yusuf Nurkic. Last season, he played outstanding. 12th in rebounding and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And we talked about how strong he was on the boards, going hard at it at both ends last year, really helping out his team. No good on the free throw.
That was a terrific sophomore season for Monte Morris, one of the best assist-to-turnover ratio guys in the league. The former Iowa State Cyclone got a lot of rotation minutes and was huge in the playoffs as he came in as a spark plug off the bench.
And he sinks the second. And for Morris, Brent, a great success story on a two-way contract player.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Nuggets and the way that they operated their G League team and the way that Monte Morris was able to develop with a lot of minutes there and then come in and be an impact player. More and more teams being conscientious of how they're using the G League. Monte Morris, a success story from that sort of production.
Here's Lillard. 21 points in the game, just 5 on the clock. The shot's good from Gasol.
With Gasol's length, sometimes, Kevin, that can be deceptively quick when you extend out there. The D can't do anything about that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Morris kicks to Grant. And Gasol sends it back. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That's his first foul. .133 left to play in the first half. Pass to Lillard. Porter against Hood. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires from 14.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter.
And he comes up with the deuce.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Morris finds Grant. Back to Morris. Pass to Plumlee. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Lillard scanning the floor. Shoots from the baseline. He can't hit that time. Some solid defense from Grant. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Bazemore with it. Beasley covering. Bazemore passes to Lillard. The 10-footer. 2 points. That one goes. Lillard's got the lead up to 13 now for the TrailBlazers.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Morris kicks to Plumlee. Here's Beasley. And that one released in time, but no good.
Incredible effort from Bazemore there, making the shot release as uncomfortable as it gets.
And so it's Portland, 13 points up at the end of the period. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Terry Stotts. Coach, what is going right for your team so far?
Well, we've got a lot of energy. Getting stops and getting runouts is the biggest difference.
And that gets your guards involved early in the offense. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first quarter for the TrailBlazers was fairly even. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the first period, with 3 points being their largest cushion. The second quarter was where they really opened things up. They were by far the stronger team, both defensively and when they had the ball. Their 13-point halftime lead, no accident. Shaq, how do you think the TrailBlazers were playing?
Man, Damian Lillard just ate them up. The defense, they tried to adjust, but when he gets that jumper going, the only player on the floor that can stop him is him.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Denver?
Well, I think their problem is rebounding, Ernie. When you're trying to come back in a game, every possession counts because each possession can turn into points, and you need to cut that deficit quickly.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Now, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. At the forward slots, it's Barton and Millsap. And it's Jokic in at the 5.
That's Millsap's bread and butter there. Good mid-range shooter, and his shooting form on point.
Lillard finds Hazonia. Back to Lillard. And stolen by Murray. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. And stolen by Whiteside. Fast break. Here come the TrailBlazers. Here's Tolliver. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Nice awareness from Whiteside there, understanding where his teammates were on that possession.
Well, Coach Mike Malone has grown up with this young Nuggets team. He says that he believes in the youth of this team.
Well, the future is so bright for the Denver Nuggets, and really where you have to give Mike Malone a ton of credit is when they made the decision between their 2 bigs, Jokic and Nurkic, sticking with Jokic and then changing their entire offensive style to play from a point center position. It has paid huge dividends.
They get it back, and it's blocked by Whiteside.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Barton. And
1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now.
the fadeaway. And it's Whiteside, that time on the assist by Tolliver. Tolliver's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Jokic doing a better job there of using his body inside and getting the angle, then finds his way to the line.
And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
The 6'10" Serbian Jokic is doing a little bit of everything. A decent scorer, a determined rebounder, and of course, an elite passer.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. TrailBlazers leading by 16. Tolliver the pass to Hazanya. Harris against McCollum. Here's Lillard. Tolliver dishes to Whiteside. Tries again. And it's sent back by Millsap. They retain possession. Just 4 to shoot. Here's McCollum. Murray with it. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. And it's sent back by Lillard. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And you talk about shot makers. C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
Throw good, McCollum. And you look at the shot chart for McCollum. He's a threat from everywhere.
Able to hit off the bounce, pulling up. At his height, he's got to be creative, making space for his shot.
Now here's Barton. Jokic inside. Whiteside's there. Here's Murray. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got his 4th assist in this one. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the TrailBlazers. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Shot clock at 6. Portland needs to get off a shot. Tolliver, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 17. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. And that will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you.
2 shots.
No good on that one.
And how about the transition from Paul Millsap, going away from that star role to being more of a role player here in his later years? No longer needed to carry the torch, if you will, in terms of scoring and rebounding, but he can still give you just a bit of everything else at this stage.
So he comes up empty, missing both. And with Millsap, you can just see him contribute in so many ways.
I mean, a great passer for his position and also very unselfish with his offense. Still a plus defender with how often he is giving up size on the inside.
The TrailBlazers have really struggled at the line in this one, well under 50% so far.
And last season, when they got themselves to the line, they usually came through as a team up around 81%.
That one is off. That one is no good. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. What would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage from there.
The TrailBlazers have really struggled at the line in this one, well under 50% so far. He misses the free throw. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Brent, on both ends of the floor, Will Barton is an effective spark plug for this team.
Yeah, he can fire you up out there, Kevin. He can do some things, obviously, defensively to get the team going and igniting the fast break. And then offensively, I know Mike Malone might not agree with all of the choices from Will Barton, but when he gets it going, it's an extra spark for this Nuggets squad.
And now, here's Hazonia following the missed shot by Will Barton, and Gary Harris is going to pick up the foul. That's his third foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Here is Tolliver. Millsap covering.
Nice job on the contest from Barton there. Closing the open look at the hoop quickly with that long reach.
Murray again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. And Portland making a change here. Hood's checked in. And Denver also making a switch. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Barton. Harris outside. And here's Jokic. He has 6. Lock at 6. Headshot off. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Here's McCollum. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Here's Jokic. Some solid defense from Lillard. Portland leading by 17. Here is Tolliver. Back to Lillard. Now here's McCollum. From deep. Millsap grabs the miss. Millsap's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started. That is a good option. You could throw that ball just about anywhere, even the top of the square. Jeremy Grant ripping one off.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And you see Jeremy Grant on this team, he means so much more than just his stats.
He's a fantastic glue guy, and his teammates talk about how unselfish he is on the floor. Great team player and an even better chemistry guy off the court.
For the TrailBlazers, Nurkic checked in for Tolliver. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Damian Lillard. And Denver with a change here, too. Beasley's checked in. Now here's McCollum. He's got 5. The pass to Bazemore. To end the cold streak. And it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic has got rebound number 13 with that last one. Here's Beasley. It's blocked.
Just terrific D by Bazemore, really clamping down on his man and giving no room to get that shot off.
Whiteside kicks it to Bazemore. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And this is the final year of Kent Bazemore's 4-year, $70 million contract.
Well, some great timing for Kent Bazemore to become a free agent. Part of that 2016 kick up in the salary cap. And Bazemore, a really interesting addition to this Portland team, as he is a guy who can get out in transition, shoot the 3, and finish around the rim. Switchable defender. He's a great addition for what Terry Stotts is looking to do here.
That one is off.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
For the Nuggets, Plumlee is checked in for Jokic. Michael Porter comes in for Paul Millsap. And Morris subbed in for Jamal Murray. He's off on the second.
And really, it's hard to guard a guy like Bazemore because of how high he can get up. His athleticism is just boundless. There's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
Here's McCollum. The Nuggets getting the bucket. Pass to Whiteside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 4 assists now tonight. Beasley against Bazemore. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And they double up Whiteside. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Portland has possession. Now Gasol. A 3 from McCollum. The rebound by Grant.
Kind of rare to see any player have this much of a struggle from the field. To still have the lead shows how resilient they are as a complete team.
Bazemore against Porter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And given how athletic Bazemore is, he always does a phenomenal job drawing contact on those kind of shots.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. He's off on the first. And he ends up missing both free throws. And after essentially a redshirt rookie year with the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., the 14th pick in the 2018 draft, is back in action.
Could be a huge addition. Remember, Porter was projected as a top 2 pick entering his freshman season at Missouri. If he can stay healthy, you're adding an elite talent to your rotation.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. The Nuggets, number 1. In fourth, the TrailBlazers.
And this is a battle today between two teams that really dominated the offensive glass a year ago. And they also convert when they get those second chance opportunities.
Morris outside. A stupendous finish in traffic. Morris has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And the basket by McCollum.
That's a great read on the pick and roll by McCollum. The defender backing up leaves him no hope of affecting that shot.
McCollum against Morris. He dishes it to Beasley. Floats one, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. And Brent, while he's mostly a 3 and D type player, Malik Beasley is improving in other areas as well.
Yeah, it's interesting noticing the passing and how that has improved. It's a nice wrinkle to Malik Beasley's game, who really coming into the league was all about force, getting the ball, straight line drives, attacking the defense, rising up, trying to dunk on guys. His ability to slow down and see the floor is going to help enhance what he can do offensively.
And he can't get the first one. Paul Millsap's checked in for Denver. Good on the second free throw. And it's the TrailBlazers with the ball. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Inside, here's McCollum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the Blazers with Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum. 2 6'3" guards, Brent, in the backcourt. Some overlap, perhaps, in their skill sets. But do you like their fit?
I do like their fit. And by all measurements, Kevin, they seem to be overachieving every year. You have that kind of stability with McCollum and Lillard, and what it is that Terry Stotts has done with this ball club. That's something that the Portland TrailBlazers fans are very comfortable with, having these 2 guys out there to lead them just maybe 1 step further this season.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the TrailBlazers. No good on the second free throw.
That's a strange trip because typically he's pretty much money from there.
Here's Beasley, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Rodney Hood.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls, and the Nuggets making a change here. Murray's checked in. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Whiteside finds Hood. Now here's McCollum, covered by Beasley. McCollum against Plumlee. Lets it go from 11. McCollum, no good. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. Down by 12. Passes it to Murray. Here's Beasley. This one for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Beasley's got 12 in the game.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Cullen passes to Hood. Bazemore against Beasley. A 3 from McCollum. Drills it from outside. 11 points in the game.
I mean, could we say he was playing possum a bit there in the first half? Because it seems to be a different guy out there, way more assertive.
Murray against McCollum. Murray, the pass to Beasley. 6 on the shot clock. Again, the Nuggets score.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
It's McCollum on the wing. He's covered by Murray. And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's his first foul of the game. And the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Portland, they have really struggled at the line in this one. Well under 50% so far. And he makes the first.
The 2013 draft comes up, and the 10th pick is announced as C.J. McCollum out of Lehigh. And a lot of people said, who is this guy? Not a lot of people say that now, Kevin.
And so McCollum nails both of them.
I felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
Now here's Murray. He has 6. Feeds to Millsap. And McCollum with the block. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Bazemore. He kicks it to McCollum. Over Millsap. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
This quarter belongs to him, and that's how you do it when you're out in front. Don't play it safe. Keep that momentum going.
It's Beasley on the wing. Off target from outside. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Trailblazers lead by 14. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Right now, we're making the hustle play. You getting back and getting a stop. You on the boards, all right? Those energy plays are what got us back. Then we make shots. Keep being aggressive, all right?
Well, and guys like Coach Stotts love seeing hard work, Greg, really encouraging his guys now.
And he should. I mean, they've been hustling out there and finally being rewarded for their efforts.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for the Trailblazers, Kent Bazemore is out there with C.J. McCollum. Then it's Hezonja. And there's Anthony Tolliver, and it's Whiteside in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here is Whiteside, following the score by Jamal Murray. Whiteside dishes to McCollum. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Jamal Murray.
He's just a hard guy not to foul. C.J. McCollum is so versatile as a scorer, you never know which move he's going to go to.
No good on the free throw. Damian Lillard's checked in for Kent Bazemore. Gary Harris, he's checked in for the Nuggets. He hits the second from the line. The Nuggets trail by 13. Murray finds Millsap. And it's Portland with the rebound. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Second shot opportunity, rejected by Harris. Martin left side, and Burton throws it down.
Good decision-making with the ball in his hands for Paul Millsap. That's a terrific beat.
Portland leading by 11. Lillard, the pass to Hazanya. McCollum with the ball. Martin defending. McCollum against Harris. 5 on the clock. And a wide open look for McCollum. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. McCollum's got 19 points.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
McCollum against Harris. For 3, Murray drills the three-pointer. Murray's got 5 points now this quarter.
You got to be aware of Murray there. You just know he's aiming to get payback with a triple.
Time now for an injury report. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge for an update on Yusuf Nurkic. David.
Hi, guys. Well, the head athletic trainer for Portland provided some information. He said that he does have a broken nose. It's definitely a painful injury, but not a worst-case scenario. This is not how they wanted to begin the season, and it'll be interesting to see how much this hurts them. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
Yeah, and this makes it particularly rough for this team. Other teammates now are going to have to step up, and it seems like it's going to be an extended period of time, so not easy to do.
Denver calls timeout. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
Yeah, smart move here. Talk things over. He's really eating them up, and they've tried a few different looks defensively. Nothing quite getting it done.
And Portland making a change here. Nurkic is checked in, and Denver also making a switch. Jokic has checked in for Mason Plumlee. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to catch what Mike Malone said to his team. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
Now McCollum following Will Barton's three-point attempt. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Lots of room. Bucket is good. Lillard's got 27 points.
He's just such a dynamite scorer, and for 82 games of a regular season, Lillard's in attack mode.
Millsap in the corner. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Murray following the score by Damian Lillard. Murray with it, and it's sent back by Lillard. And here is Hazanya. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. High post, Nurkic. McCollum against Harris. McCollum outside. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Jokic against Nurkic. Murray finds Millsap. Shoots over Lillard. Millsap misses. Portland leading by 17. Here's Hazanya. McCollum outside. Nurkic in the post, guarded by Harris. Lasagna's shot is off.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Harris against McCollum. Murray. Millsap trying to get open. Murray, no good. Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. First one falls for him. Tolliver hits them both. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for Denver. 19-point game. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And another miss by Denver. And here are the TrailBlazers. They're on a 13-5 run here. Here's McCollum. Kept alive. Tolliver with the bucket. And the TrailBlazers lead by 21.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here is Harris. Wide open look here for Murray. Millsap. Here's Jokic. And at last they get one to fall.
Yeah, Jokic in a smart place there, collects the offensive rebound, very alert, and cleans up the mess.
Lillard dishes to McCollum. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. McCollum's got 23.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Lillard against Murray. It's hauled in by Tolliver. Tolliver's got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
Here's Millsap. He blocks it again. You've got to have a better effort against him.
Sending back everything.
Shot.
Free throw, no good for Jokic. And so, Brent, you and I know the legend of Nurkic. Back in Bosnia, a sports agent read an article about a huge policeman, 7 foot, 400 pounds. And this agent tracked down this policeman and asked him, do you have a son?
Well, that son is Jusuf Nurkic, the guy you're seeing out there. And 14 years of age, Jusuf Nurkic had never played the game of basketball. So the agent took him under the wing. And the rest pretty much history here, Kevin.
I like that story. Here's Lillard. Following the basket by Paul Millsap. And Lillard throws it down.
Another reminder, Kevin, that Damian Lillard can be explosive. And we love it.
The Nuggets trail by 21. Harris outside. Murray outside. Off the left rim and out.
Sometimes you just have an off night, guys, and that's what we've seen so far.
Lasagna, the pass to Nurkic. Oh, that's blocked. And here's the fast break. Millsap leading the way. Harris's shot is off.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Nuggets. They'll head back home to host the Phoenix Suns. Then on Monday, they'll face off against Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers. No good on that one. Brent, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media. For whatever reason, where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. Right. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with the media.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job. Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Trailblazers leading by 20. Lillard finds Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
The free throw drops for Lillard.
You wonder, with Nurkic last year getting hurt, just how much further the Blazers could have gone. Again, carried by C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard, their unbelievable dynamic duo at the guard position. But the defensive anchor all year long had been Nurkic.
Denver calls timeout. And with their high-powered backcourt, Brent, Nurkic providing the Blazers with that sorely needed paint presence. He is a big body.
Big body who sets screens and frees up a bunch of room for those guards that you mentioned, Kevin. But the interesting thing is about all the dirty work that Nurkic can do down low for this basketball team, picking up 10, 12 points in the painted area and putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
And here are the Nuggets now. Harris, right side. The pass to Jokic. Back to Murray. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Harris, good.
Gary Harris looking comfortable right there from the three-point line. That's becoming a high percentage shot for him.
And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Kicks to Nurkic. Lasagna, the pass to McCollum. Now Lillard, guarded by Harris. Down low, here's Lasagna. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. When it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that? Well, you think about the season that Millsap was injured 2 years ago and how much that took away some development. Then a year later, Denver does some great things with Millsap in the lineup. Then they re-sign him this offseason thinking they can take another step And Paul Millsap, such a good, solid defender and scorer, was devastating for them in the playoffs and a source of valuable offense on that end. Paul Millsap, the veteran and the adult in the room for this Denver team. Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
And Lillard gets double teamed to the middle. And Azania gets it to go. And the TrailBlazers lead by 19. And for Millsap, he's a vocal leader when he's on the floor.
Well, his defensive numbers were so off the charts when he played in Atlanta for the Hawks alongside Al Horford. That's the reason I think that Tim Conley and the Denver Nuggets looked at the addition of Paul Millsap, providing them foundation on a nightly basis. He could be the concrete for them on the defensive end of the floor.
Portland leading by 19.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Portland.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this is a great team effort by everyone.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Damian Lillard.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Here's Barton following the score by Damian Lillard. Really left alone that time.
Well, Will Barton always going full speed. That time finds a bullet pass to a teammate.
Lillard up top. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commit sort of dominance. Particularly, it's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Dame, you guys got off to a slow offensive start, but came back and got the win. What got going?
It wasn't the prettiest game. We didn't shoot the ball well, but we just had to find ourselves. I think we did a great job of sticking with it. Some shots started to fall and we was able to pull away.
And that ball goes in the basket, everything changes, right? Thanks, Dame. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.